From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, August the 26th, 2019. 3 rockets were fired at southern Israel from Gaza last night. 2 of those rockets were intercepted by the Iron Dome missile defense system in the skies above an outdoor concert that was happening in the Israeli town of Sderot. Police helped disperse attendees at the event, which was shut down quickly after. Shrapnel from the interceptor struck an empty building in the town, causing damage, and the 3rd rocket exploded next to a local highway in southern Israel, sparking a fire. In response to the rocket attacks, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered a cut to the amount of fuel Israel ships to Gaza by half. Netanyahu also held a security briefing this morning about the escalation, not just from Israel's border with Gaza, but also along its northern border with Lebanon and Syria, with reports of Israeli strikes this weekend against Iranian and Hezbollah targets there. In addressing those reports, Netanyahu released a video statement saying that in a complicated operation by the security establishment, we revealed that Iran's Quds force dispatched a special unit of Shiite militants to Syria to kill Israelis on the Golan Heights with explosives-laden UAVs, or drones. Israel preempted that plan, he said, and struck the terrorist base. Netanyahu stressed that Israel prevented serious attacks and released a second video stating that Iran is acting in a broad front to produce murderous terror attacks against Israel, and that Israel will continue to defend its security by any means necessary. Meanwhile, Blue and White leader Benny Gantz received a security briefing from Netanyahu's top military advisors on the situation. It is customary to brief the head of the opposition in situations of an escalation or military operation. And while there is no formal opposition in the current Knesset, Gantz, who hopes to replace Netanyahu in the elections next month, leads the largest faction after Likud. U.S. President Donald Trump said his administration might release its peace plan for Israel and the Palestinians before Israel's national election. The president told reporters today on the sidelines of the annual G7 summit taking place in Paris that both Israelis and Palestinians seemed interested in reaching an agreement. He said that a deal won't be made before the election, but he said, "I think you may see what the deal is before the election, and I think," he said, "the deal will happen." Israel's Supreme Court ruled yesterday that 2 far-right extremist candidates for Israel's national elections cannot run. Baruch Marzel and Ben-Zion Gopstein of the Otzma Yehudit party, which is affiliated with the Kach party that was banned from the Knesset, were disqualified over their past statements against Arabs that are considered incitement to racism. The court's decision overruled a decision by Israel's Central Election Committee, who said the 2 could run. Israel's Religious Action Center of the Reform Movement, as well as the Blue and White, Democratic Union, and Labor parties had all appealed the Central Elections Committee, asking the court to disqualify the 2. The party itself can still run. JBS has reached out to several Democratic members of Congress to ask for condemnation on the terror attack last week that took the life of 17-year-old Israeli Rina Schnurb. And House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer did issue a condemnation late Friday. Hoyer tweeted, "I strongly condemn the attack on Rina Schnurb, her father Rabbi Eitan, and her brother Devir. I extend my deepest condolences to Rina's family and friends, and I hope those responsible are swiftly brought to justice." We will continue to bring you responses as we get them here on JBS. Well, a giant on the American Jewish scene passed away Friday. Kenneth Bialkin, who for nearly 4 decades was a major figure in the world Jewish community, died at the age of 89. A fierce defender of the State of Israel, Bialkin was the founder of the America-Israel Friendship League, which is dedicated to strengthening the relationship between the people of the U.S. and Israel by improving perceptions about Israel. Bialkin served as national chairman of the Anti-Defamation League, chairman of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, and of the American Jewish Historical Society. He was president of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York and vice chairman of the Jerusalem Foundation and the Center for Jewish History, as well as being a longtime board member of the Republican Jewish Coalition. JBS was privileged to have Ken Bialkin as a frequent guest.
For all the years that you have given service, commitment, love, mind, passion to the Jewish community, to the state of Israel, and to the connection between Israel and the United States. Tonight, people get a chance to say to Ken Bialkin, thank you. And you know, I love you so much. I wish you kol tuva hatzlacha. You should stay well and healthy and remain an important voice in this little Jewish world of ours.
Let me
and
respond.
You know I will always chase you, Ken.
Let me respond. I don't want thanks because I've discovered that whatever is the small thing I do, I get more pleasure, more satisfaction, more yichus, if you know the word, from doing what I do, trying to help the people of Israel, because I stand and marvel at the way they help themselves. I believe that Israel is the beacon to the world. It certainly has become a light among nations, and I believe that the future of the Jewish community in America, at least, depends on the strength and the further development of the Jews and Jewish identity in Israel. We're locked together, thank God.
JBS President Mark Escalation said few people have had as great an impact for good on the American-Jewish relationship to Israel as has Ken Bialkin. He was a brilliant, thoughtful man with a lovely sense of humor, an enormous and compassionate heart, and a Jew who elevated the entire Jewish community. I will miss him very, very much. Zecher Tzadik Livracha. The memory of the righteous is forever a blessing. Bialkin was laid to rest in New York City today. He is survived by his wife Anne and two daughters Lisa and Joanna. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, August the 26th at 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, Attorney General William Barr delivers opening remarks, followed by a panel discussion at the Justice Department's recent panel on anti-Semitism in Washington. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Israeli financier and author Tal Keenan, who explains why he sees American Jewry on the decline. At 10, Rabbi Harold Kushner discusses what it means to live a good life. And we close this update with a piece of very happy JBS family news. This past Shabbat, Rabbi Mark S. Golub and his wife Ruth celebrated the birth of a new grandson, Ezra Golub, the firstborn son of their son Ari and his wife Lindsay. I know you join all of us here at JBS in wishing the entire family blessings of health, strength, and long life, that they might bring Ezra to Torah, chuppah, and a life of good deeds, and that he make his own contribution as a loving and committed member of the Jewish people. Mazal Tov, Ari and Lindsay, and the entire family.